Are you looking to make your first set of adjustments for your Making Tax Digital tax return? During this session, I will run through how to post a journal to help you make those adjustments. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. My name's Lucy and I run Buttons Academy, where I provide accounting top tips and software training for Xero and QuickBooks. During this session, we're going to run through our adjustments in Xero. So starting on the dashboard screen, what we want to do is go on over to accounting and manual journals. And then in here, what we can do is post any of our adjustments. So clicking new journal. And what my sort of adjustment is I have motor expenses that I haven't right now recorded in here. So either I can post a journal and we'll do it now, or I could create a transaction later. However, if you create a transaction on your bank account, that then actually will make your bank account no longer reconcile to your bank statement. So this is always my preferred method for the adjustment. So what we want to do is choose the date of the journal. So the journal date needs to be in the quarter that we're relating to. So in this instance, for argument's sake, let's always just choose the 30th of June. You then know that that will always end up in the right period for you. It's always the end of the month of the third month in the quarter. The narration, so what's the description of this journal? So this could be, quarter one adjustment. It could be motor expenses. It could be basically anything you want because it is your description. This doesn't go anywhere other than on your screen in Xero. So I'm just going to leave this as quarter one adjustment. And then again, I'm going to pull through that description. And then this description is what pulls through on your transactions when you look at your reports later on. So this is actually really helpful to have that description in there so you remember exactly what it's for. So maybe in this instance, you want to say quarter one adjustment, I travelled 500 miles. So therefore, I'm going to put 500 miles travel. And then the account code, everyone's account code could be different. So sometimes it's going to be under motor expenses, sometimes it's under vehicle expenses. It just depends what your account code says. But make sure this is an expense code, not an asset or liabilities code, because it is a cost to the business. So when we're posting journals, what we need to consider is our dead click. And this is an accounting acronym that we love to use. And that means debit, expenses, assets, and drawings. And then click is credit, liabilities, income, and capital. So that therefore tells us where we need to put this expense item. So in this instance, I am putting it in our debit column. So what we want to do is we're saying we're traveling 500 miles. So this is going to be the 500 miles at 55p mileage rate. So I'm going to go away and calculate that. And that is £275. So that is what I'm going to put through my account. When you're putting through your motor expenses, always bear in mind that only the first 10,000 business miles at this point in time can be calculated at 55p per mile. And any additional miles after the fact is 25p per mile. This is an annual allowance, so just something to bear in mind. And again, another reason why it's really helpful to have the amount of miles in the description, because if you were to run a report, you could easily see the total mileage you've already put through your business. And then for the opposite side, well, where does this go? Because it's not going against your bank because you haven't spent the money. And therefore, what this means is you as an individual are entitled to this money from your business. So again, it comes back to what chart of accounts you have set up. This is where we now need to use the liabilities section. This could be maybe going against your director's loan account, if that's account you've got set up, even though as a sole trader you're not a director, but that's a chart of account code that you have set up. It could go against your drawings account if you use that account. If, however, like me, you don't actually have an account code that is relevant for this type of transaction, what you should do is just go on over and add a new code. And then that then goes against the credit item. If you're not sure what account code to use, please reach out to your accountant, as they will be able to help you identify which chart of account is the right one to use for your business. And then click Post. And there you have it, our first quarter adjustments. This could be also used if you've got any other business adjustments, such as use of home or any other allowable expenses that you haven't yet put through the business. Don't forget to put on any of your personally paid items ahead of posting your first quarterly submission. I do hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow along for more helpful top tips. I'll see you at the next one.